Hi, welcome to Skill Sprints. Today's skill is JavaScript arrays. We're going to take our first look at how JavaScript deals with data structures. In my Replit account, I'm going to create a new project using the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework, and I'm going to call this arrays. As always, I'll erase the hello world that's already in the HTML template, and let's move to our JavaScript. Arrays need to be referenced with a variable name, so we'll start by creating the name of the variable that'll reference the array. And then I'll create the array as a simple list of strings. So this is called family, so my family includes my mother, Rick, so now family references that particular list. If we simply console logged out family, you'd see the list I just generated. And there in the console, you can see the actual list. It's likely, however, that we'd want to reference individual members of the list. For example, if we wanted to reference the first member of the list, that's in position 0. So family 0 will reference Joan. And there you can see the result. In position 5 is Colleen. If we reference a member of the list that doesn't exist, for example, family 10, note the result is undefined because there is no 10th member of the array. Family 1 is going to be Rick. There are other methods for creating arrays that you might see. There's the more formal creating the array as an object. That looks like this. And here, inside the definition of new array, we're going to populate its initial members. Baseball. It doesn't matter how you create the array. These are functionally the same. So I could console log out sports sub 0, meaning position 0, and that's going to give us baseball. There might be times I want to create an array that I'm going to populate later. This will essentially reserve space in memory for an array called programming languages, but it won't insert any members initially. If I wanted to insert members into programming languages, I could do it later by referencing the name of programming languages dot push. And now I can push members onto the array. So now our programming languages array has 3 members. And if we console log out that array, we would see the results in the web view. And there you can see JavaScript, C++, and Kotlin. We, of course, could also reference any individual member of the array using the notation I showed you earlier. There are also times I might want to remove a member from an array. Let's say we're going to remove a member from the sports array. Here, I would use the pop function. That's going to pop off the last member of the array. So if we display the array members in the console, you'll notice that tennis has been removed because of the pop statement on line 18. Another structure we'll use frequently is a loop to loop through all the members of an array. I'm going to use a for loop, and we'll use x as our counter. The loop will continue while the continuation condition is true. In this case, x is less than family.length. Family.length is going to count the number of members in the array. So as long as x is less than that, that'll be true, and the loop will continue. So now let's go ahead and write our code for each iteration of the loop. We're simply going to console log out family sub x. So the first iteration through the loop, family x is 0. We're going to be referencing the 0th member of the array. Then the first member of the array. I'm going to go ahead and comment out these other console logs so we don't have any confusion. And we'll only get the results from our loop. Let's go ahead and run. And there you can see we get all of the members of our array output: Joan, Rick, Brett, Carrie, Connor, and Colleen. I've commented everything we've done previously out so it doesn't run, and put up this bit of code starting on line 26. We have an array of numbers, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, and a variable called sum, which is assigned the initial value of 0. What we're going to do is we're going to loop through the array, and we're going to add all of the values inside the numbers array together. Notice on line 30, sum plus equals numbers. Another way to write this would be sum equals sum plus numbers sub I. So this is going to allow us to add all of the values in the array together. Then we'll output the total sum on line 34. Let's give it a try. Total sum 150. So we went through the array, adding all the numbers together and holding the sum in the variable sum. Arrays are just one data structure that exists within JavaScript. There are other data structures available for other types of data. For example, if your data has a one-to-one correspondence or is in key value pairs, you might want to use something called a map. We also have a data structure called a set. A set is a group of unique values. Let me demonstrate that one for you. Let flavors equal new set. The syntax here is a little bit confusing because we have hard brackets inside of parentheses. But now I can put my unique values. And there I've declared my set called flavors. Let's console log out the flavors set and see what result we get. And notice we just get set. It doesn't identify the members of the set, but we know we have a set stored in memory. I can add members to the set with the add command. And I can loop through the set, but looping through the set looks a little bit different. And that's because the members of the set aren't identified by individual indexes like 0, 1, 2, and 3. So the way we do it is with a for loop, but the for loop looks a little different. Let me run this and then I'll explain it. So there you can see we have all the flavor values in the console. What happened is we used the for loop and we said iterate through flavors. That's the set. Each time through the set, call the individual flavor that you're on flavor. So we console logged out flavor each time through the loop. That's how we got vanilla, chocolate, pistachio, rocky road, marshmallow, and strawberry. As you can see, sets are somewhat similar to arrays, but because each member is unique, they have a different use case. And that's it for today's skill sprint. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.